Peace and blessings, and welcome back to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. This is episode 128. And for 128 episodes, we brought you nothing but greatness. And today is no different. We got a new voice bringing you his truth and what it is that music comes out of his spirit. But what is in his spirit? Let's find out tonight. Introduce yourself to the people, please.
Yo, I'm Phony Boy Mike, man, from South Carolina. New artist coming up. I got a lot of ideas, a lot of things that I'm trying to chase, So, I don't know. I'm just trying to share some love, trying to share some peace, trying to fix some shit in the world that needs to be fixed. It's not all about the music, man. It's about the person.
Let's talk about that. So, South Carolina is known as a mixing pot full of different sounds and genres. How does the culture of South Carolina mix within you, and how did you gravitate towards the music that you create?
Honestly, I don't believe I have a genre, because I listen to people that's from around here, especially the baby. I fuck with his shit a lot, but I don't really have a genre of myself. I feel like anytime I'm in the studio and I'm making something, it's usually not what you usually hear. Like my shit, like I like to switch up. I got different voices, different talents, so I like to use those.
Okay, so that's a very spiritual awakening. So I'm gonna ask you this: since music is the language that speaks from the soul, what is the language that you hear when you hear music?
From myself or other people?
Period.
I guess, it depends on what the person is saying or what I'm saying, what I'm feeling, what they feeling. Like with me, I listen to lyrics. I don't just listen to the vibe. Like I like to have a message. I like to hear a message. Something that I've been through, something similar to it, or something that I know people can relate to.
I think music today doesn't really have a message anymore. I think a lot of the music today is very soulless because it seems like people are very cookie cutter and they're doing the same thing everybody else does instead of finding the truth within themselves. How do you feel about the mainstream music that's being given, and do you agree with me?
Honestly, not really. Today's music, like think about it, man. A lot of people love like Juice World and what's that dude's name? Extensions and Lil Peep and all them. Like yeah, them dudes, they was cool and shit, but they had a lot of demons, man. They had a lot of motion and depression and shit going on. And like people feel that way too much on a daily basis. The struggle is real for everybody. I don't care who you are. Like me, I believe that we don't need that negativity in anything, especially music, because music is something you listen to get away from shit. You know, music is something you want to like you want music to make you feel better, from the shit that you go through on a daily. You don't need that drugs and drama and suicide and negativity shit. Like it's good to have some shit out there like that, because there are some people that actually fuck with that a lot because they relate to a lot of that. But there is a certain point that like somebody needs to stand up and be like, we can all be positive, bro. Like ain't shit in this world worth being negative, bro. You live less than 100 years. If you're lucky, you make it to 100. Like, why the fuck you gonna waste your time on some bullshit drama or some hating ass motherfuckers? Like me, I used like growing up, I was in the system. I dealt drugs. I lived in I was around gangs. I lived in the street. But I've also had somewhat of a decent life in some parts of my life. Like everything ain't bad, everything ain't good. But there's no reason to bring down on it. Like I used to be fake as fuck. I used to lie about everything, my name, my personality, my family, everything. But a couple of years ago, I started finding myself. I went down a path to where I was just like, I don't give a fuck no more. I just want to find who I really am, what I really have a purpose for in life. And I've come to the conclusion that Like I can't stereotype myself. I can't tell you who I am. I'm just a person of action. I'm not a person of words because people talk all the time. But most people are cap. Most people are fake. They don't show you the real them.
How old are you?
25.
So you're just getting into the stage of your life where the world is starting to come into focus. So let me break this down for you. Your life is governed by the rule of five. Has anybody ever told you that?
Nah.
All right, so let me tell you what the rule of five is. If the rule of five is every 5 years, you go through a mental as far as and physical change. So from birth to five, you're new. From 5 to 10, the world opens. From 10 to 15, others matter in your world. That's why there's peer pressure. From 15 to 20, you realize that the world is bigger than your natural surroundings. From 20 to 25, you find that there's things to do. From 25 to 30, you want to find your purpose. And then from 30 to the rest of your life, which is beyond fives, is the breakdown of you fine tuning your purpose. So when you bring up Juice World and Extension and artists like that, the reason why they rap about their demons is because, for one, we're looking at people grow in real time without artist development, and we're seeing the pressure of social media and being popular mixed with the growing pains of finding oneself an identity, like you said.
Yeah, true.
So when you make your music, no matter what age you are, you're going to be a hypocrite at some time because your growth is going to take you from the person that you were into the person that you're going to become. How does growth equal creativity when it comes to how you do your music?
Well, from the first mixtape I released and my first single, out of all those songs, you can go through all of them, and some of it will be where I was back then to who I am now, and that's that's what I want to do with my music, is create a music story. Not like just doing random shit. Some of my stuff I like to relate to the music to these days because that's what people are popping off with. But on some other shit is different shit. It's deeper. It's like I want to tell a story, but I'm trying to do it certain pieces at a time. Because like you said, like the whole finding yourself through the age of what, 25, I'll be 26 in November. I'm still trying to find who I truly am, but I know where I'm at. I know who I am. I know what I want to do. I know what my purpose is. And it's all because of the experience I've had in life.
So tell me about this part of your life. Tell me about the song you wrote, "You Didn't Deserve Me." Tell me about growth and how. Why you laugh? What happened?
So that song is actually dedicated to my baby mama.
Oh, talk about it.
Yeah, so technically we're legally married. We're going through a divorce, but we were together since 6th grade. That's a long fucking time. And we've done each other wrong. That's just how it goes in a relationship. But the way she did me wrong, the way she did me dirty, I know I'm better than that. I know I deserve better than that.
Now
So
see,
I know a lot of people go through that same thing.
now see, that's why the example that you gave of Juice World and X goes with what you said about finding yourself, because you're talking about something that's real. And one thing that is relatable is pain. Pain equals understanding. Let me put it to you like this. Life is a classroom without walls. So anything that you go through is going to teach you a lesson. And you making music to give your feelings out to the world doesn't matter if you're popular, doesn't matter if you got the hottest beat or the hottest voice. You're putting something out there that somebody else can feel. Mm-hmm. What does it mean for you to be felt? And then what does it mean to you to be heard at the same time?
For me to be heard,
and felt.
For I know. Well, the first thing for me to be heard, I want people to understand where that mentality is, where that consciousness is that I'm speaking on. I don't want to just be heard. I want people to understand that pain or understand that feeling, that emotion. I want them to be able to be like, I've been through that or something similar to that. So like for me to be felt, like that's a whole nother level that I can't even really speak on because I can't explain it. Like like for me, feeling the music like is a big part of music. You can't just go up on stage and start rapping some bullshit. You might rhyme, you might sound good, you might have good lyrics and shit, but without somebody feeling it, you ain't going nowhere, bro. Like feeling it is a big part. So like when I create my beats or look for my beats, I look for something that I can relate to, that I feel, but that kind of relates to the beats that's going on now. Mixed in with a little bit of futuristic shit. Something new. I don't want to bring. I don't want to bring. Yeah, fucking light turned on. My bad. Um,
All good.
um, I don't want to like look for a beat that like somebody else is using right now. You know,
Good.
that's the trend right now. I'm trying to create the next trend. You know what I mean? Like I want people to be involved with me, not just for my music. All right, there's a lot of shit that needs to be fixed. A lot of shit needs fighting for. The other people are just too selfish or too lazy to do, man. Like I believe that people can be pulled together. You just got to have the right motivation, the right vibe. This and like Juice World, ex, ex I can't even say his name, bro. I ain't even front.
Okay.
But those artists, man, I don't hate on them because I love their music too. I can relate on some of that shit. Like there's no hate, there's no judgment and nothing because I can't judge nobody. That's God's job. Like I believe like everybody has an opinion, but I don't believe it has to be heard on every single time. You know, like if it's something helpful, cool. You might be able to take that in consideration. But somebody just jumping off like they usually do, that's something you just need to brush off, man. Because negativity is a big fucking part in life right now, especially because of the pandemic, the presidential wars, race wars, and just a bunch of shit going on. People need to understand that it doesn't need to be like that. Like there's no fucking reason for it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Life is a yin yang.
It
All
is.
about up and downs. All about it. So negativity is going to always be a part of your story. So think about it this way. In psychology, we learn that 85% of your thoughts during the day are negative. And if you're a male, over 90% of those negative thoughts are about your past. And the other 10% are about sex. You know what I'm saying?
That's true though.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. But when you say, I think it's one thing that we have to do is recognize the negativity and then deal with it and then move on. The problem is a lot of us don't move on. And that's when music comes in as a therapy, because a lot of people don't have someone to talk to. A lot of people don't have someone they can just talk to. So they put it out in the air through beats, through rhythm to show you that there's a problem. Have you not noticed that over 90%, probably 90, maybe I'm lying, but let's just say a lot of R&B music is about somebody getting cheated on or somebody sleeping with somebody else, or them couldn't get the girl or the guy that they wanted. That's negativity. I think the only thing that comes with negativity is there has to be a balance. How do you balance your emotions so that you can make a negative song or make a song about a negative thing that happened, but you can still make something positive and flip it like your new single, Stay Humble?
Well, see, that is actually my message right there. The way that I turn my music, how like it's negative, but it has so much positive into it. Like if you really feel it and understand, you can flip that negativity into understanding my positive side. Like I don't think about my pains or thought or struggles or anything like that anymore. Like I found my peace with a lot of shit. Like my wife, man, my wife slept with my cousin, bro. Like dead ass. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the reasons we ain't together. She slept with my cousin. Like, but I don't hate her for that. I forgave her for it. Doesn't mean that I'm going back to it because that'll never happen. I ain't stupid. But I've come to peace with it. Shit happens. Like you said, up and downs. Like everybody has their up and downs. There's always gonna be negativity, but it's like you have to understand that negativity for you to look at the positive side of that negativity. Like it might be negative, but there's something positive in that negativity.
We're listening to Heritage Hip Hop right now with Pony Boy Mike. Make sure you check out his music out right now on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. That's Pony Boy Mike. And we're going to continue with this conversation. Thank you. I want to ask you this question. There's so many dreams that America teaches, and all of them, mostly all of them are nightmares or lies. And music seems to be the ultimate truth that cuts through the lies. What was the biggest lie somebody told you that you had to repair yourself from and that you put into your music?
The biggest lie?
Yeah.
My mama telling me that she was going to take care of me.
Wow. How did you put that in your music?
Well, a lot because she didn't save me from the pain and the struggles and all that. I had to go through a lot of hard shit. I had to go through experience, and experience makes a person. But with me, I've always been a musician, bro. I was playing guitar at like 3 years old. I'm not very good at it, but I can play by ear.
Nice.
Like if I hear something, I'll play that motherfucker like you ain't never seen, bro. Swear to God. But my mama telling me that like when I was young, man, I had to raise my little sister by myself. We were with my father, my biological father. He ain't help. He ain't do shit. All he did was pay the bills. He barely kept food in the house, anything. I had to go out there and sell weed and cocaine just to get some motherfucking money, buy her new book bags, new clothes and shit. He wouldn't do nothing. So I know struggle, I know pain, all that. But all those lies, all those, all the people that, I wanted to be a musician at 14 years old, but nobody, everybody told me there was no way I could make it, unless I go on something big. And that actually started motivating me to actually write music, to do music. And, I didn't even think I'd make it this far, to be honest, but there's a lot of positivity and some shit that like, if you put your mindset on something, you don't have to think about nothing negative. Like, I don't live my life by what I plan to do the next day. I don't know if I live the next day, but I put my faith in God. And if I wake up the next morning, my plan is to change somebody's day, make some music, change somebody's mood, or change somebody's heart, man.
That's wonderful because that's what music is supposed to do.
Right.
Do you know who Henry Ford is?
I've heard the name.
He's the guy who made the Ford car. You know what I'm saying? And he has a world famous quote. All right. His world famous quote is, if you say you can do it, or if you say that you can't do it, you're right. So when somebody told you that you couldn't and you said I can and you did it, that's called the God principle. You spoke your reality into existence because that's what you wanted and you were right.
That's what I'm trying to teach people. It don't matter what you think, what you hear, you're the one in control of that. Like if you want something, you turn that shit into something that you know is going to happen. Not something you think you can do, something you know you can do, something you know you're going to go for, something that you will succeed in. That is what people don't understand, man. You're controlling your actions, your thoughts, your drama, your life. You don't let people in to make you all like knock you off your guard, bro. That's in the street, man. People check you all the time. Yeah, they'll check if you're a real motherfucker. And I've seen so many people fold. Like when I was younger, I folded a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I've had some big motherfuckers come up to me, I fold in a minute. I don't want to get beat down to death, you know. But at the same time, like I will throw some swings just to let them know I'm not gonna bitch out, but I know you can beat my ass. You know, like, but it's the same thing in life, man. People gonna check you. People gonna make you mad. People gonna make you think that you like negative and shit, that you ain't gonna make shit of yourself. You ain't going nowhere. It's your choice whether you live with that or not. You can change that shit around just like I did.
Well, that's part of what we talked about, the rule of five, because the rule that you're in now is, once again, you're finding yourself on the grander scheme of life. So sometimes when people fold, it's because they're not sure yet. I'm gonna ask you a question. What's the difference between a job and your work?
A job is what you pay for, or what you get paid for.
Okay.
Work is something that shows ethnicity, like what you really good at, what your skills are in life. Yo, work is something different from pay. It's something that makes you a grown up. Whether you're a man or a woman, it makes you into a man or it makes you into a woman. That's what work is. Work isn't you busting your ass all day just to get a few bucks here and there and smoke weed on your couch. Yo, work is to make you understand how life works and how everything circulates around that. If you're not working, you're not going nowhere. You're standing still.
Let's elevate what you said, because what you actually described was the difference between a job and a profession. Man gives you a job, God gives you your work. That's the difference. And you get paid from both. See, when you go get a job, somebody could say, well, I don't want you at this job anymore. When God gives you your work, you can never stop doing it because it comes natural. It's like a talent. You know what I'm saying?
I said that. Skill.
Right. Like I said, let's elevate from it now.
Okay.
For you, music is a work because it's not laborious. It's something that brings you joy, and everything that comes from it makes you happy.
Oh.
So when there's music, of course, there's criticism. Of course, there's growing pains, just like everything else, because it's like a baby. It goes by the rules of five, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask you this question. What's the most gratifying joy that you've gotten from your work that a job can never give you?
The experience.
Talk about it.
Like just for instance, this right here, I know like this is gonna give me some viewers, it's gonna give me some people to follow me, understand me and stuff like that. But my thing is, my joy in music is because, like, well, I mean, I don't know how I got into music in the first place. I mean, does anybody? I mean, but I know that there's a lot of stuff, like there's so much stuff out there that I can relate to, whether it's rap or country or rock or R&B or whatever. There's something out there in all those categories of music genres that you can relate to, that you will relate to. And wait, ask that question one more time, because I think I'm sorry.
Basically, is what's the most gratifying thing that you got from your work that job can never give you? You said experience, but what else is there?
Well, like, what else? Besides experience, or
how about this? Let's take it to a song that you made. Tell me about Knight in Shining Armor, and tell me what was the joy and what was the outcome of it that made you happy or gave you something better than a job could ever give you.
Honestly, that's another song kind of dedicated to my wife, my baby mama. But in that song, when I say, when she wake up, I gotta dip, like, that's basically me saying, like, I've been through that love shit. I've been through that triangle of being stuck in a relationship, and that's just not me. Like, there's so many people out there that love relationships, that do relationships, blah blah. But from now on, I know I can't be in a relationship because the one person that I gave my whole life to fucked up, really did me wrong.
Don't do that to yourself. Don't
No,
do
no, no,
that.
no, no. No, I'm happier like that. It's not like it's not like I'm blaming her for, breaking my heart, blah blah blah. Because my heart's not broken. I've forgiven her, I've forgiven the whole situation, my whole past, everything. Right now I'm focused on who I'm gonna be, who I
So
am right now.
so don't do that. That's the one thing I'm gonna warn you of, because I'm gonna tell you what happens. Biblical perspective. Satan is the prince of the air. So whatever you put in the air, that's how you get attacked. So don't ever say what you never will do, because that never will come into the test or the testament of your life. The
Right.
greatest story ever written is the one that you live.
Right.
So remember, when you put things in the air, you're writing chapters that you're setting up chapters in your life that's going to come later. So
Right.
just be careful. And that's why music is so interesting, because we can sing out the pain, we can sing in life, or we can sing out life and sing into pain. It's just a fine line between the voice and the message. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I love about music?
Tell me about it.
What I love about music is you can literally put anything in a song and make it a song. You can put anything down on a piece of paper or write in a song and actually make a song. You could write about your grandmama, how your grandmama ain't here, how you can't talk to her. You could write a whole song about that because there's memories, there's chemistry, there's history behind it. There's so much shit that you can just put in there, and there's different ways, different sets, different things. Like you can just music isn't just for your mind. It's not just for your experience, anything like that. It's for your dreams. It's for your hopes. It's for the faith in whatever you have, whether it be in God or in faith that you're gonna see your sister 20 years, 20 from now, or some shit. You can put all that in a song and make something beautiful out of it because so many people out there can relate to it.
And when people relate to you, they roll with you, and you have a
Right.
fan base or you have followers, and that shows you that your message is being heard. So
I don't
tell, oh, go,
I
sorry.
don't, I don't like the word fans or followers. I like supporters. People that
Okay.
support my cause, people that support me, my music, blah blah blah. But I don't need fans, man. I need family.
Okay.
That's something I've never had. I don't want somebody to just support my music. I want them to support me and my dreams and what I'm doing. What I want to fight for and all that shit.
So tell me about the luxury gang and how do they support you and become your family?
Luxury Gang Official is a brand,
Uh-oh.
but it's not just something like you put on a label. It's a family. When when you when you hear Luxury Gang, you hear yo a group of player ass motherfuckers, rocking jewelry, driving Bentleys, having mansions and shit. But it's nothing like that. Like I came up with the name Luxurious a couple years back. That's who I started off as. My original name was Young and Luxurious, and Luxury Gang was the brand. But back then it was all for money. I just wanted fame and fortune. But as I started finding myself, I realized that I can make a lot of money. I can make billions if I do it right. But all out of all that money, somebody somewhere, a lot of people are gonna get that back. There's a lot of people that need help that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do right by people because even if people do wrong by you, you don't know where the afterlife is. You don't know if what kind of afterlife there is. But there's faith and there's hope. And I have faith and hope. And I believe if karma, I believe in karma. Karma is real. If you do good by people, you live by code, and you do your afterlife will be better than you killing people and doing dark shit because negativity is real too. And that's where your demons come in. After you die, you probably just gonna live with you. Your afterlife is gonna be negative. It's not gonna be positive. So
That's a very spiritual concept. And being that music is spiritual, I see the fact that your forgiveness was the beginning to your understanding, because now
That
you're
you're
getting
right.
insight.
You're right. That's you're on point, honestly.
Yeah, because
That's
now
cool.
because now you're getting insight to not only what you do, but who you are. You know, that's most of the world's biggest issue, that people don't know what to do, so they don't know who they are. And both of those don't go together mostly. Did you ever know that?
Say that again.
Did you ever notice that that's the two things that the world doesn't know, who they are or what they're supposed to do, and they think that who they are and what they're supposed to do goes together, and it really doesn't. That's
Honestly, I used to think the same way.
Yeah, that's why you have people with six-figure jobs and they're unhappy
Yep,
because they're doing something, but it's not who they're supposed to be.
exactly. It's not
And,
their purpose.
right, and then you got people who are spiritually on the world or in the world for a little amount of time that change the world and then they leave. Like one of my heroes is Roberto Clemente. You ever heard of him?
No.
Roberto Clemente died in the 1970s. I learned this as a lesson when I was in school. He played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was one of the champions of baseball. Like he was like dope. He was a great player. Like imagine I hate to say LeBron James. Let me just say, like, imagine if James Harden came from another country and at the top of his game, he wanted to take food to his country and he died in a plane crash.
Like Kobe.
Worse. Because like I said, it was a humanitarian mission. Roberto Clemente was from Havana, Cuba, I believe, and he died at the top of his game in the league by taking food and clothes to his country to take care of the poor people. So his impact in life wasn't baseball, it was humanitarianism. But baseball allowed him to be great. Music is not always what people are meant to do, but it allows them to be great. If you could take your message from music outside of it into something else, what kind of art would you like to be known for? And I don't mean it has to be singing and everything, because life is the canvas. You create life, and that's the art. So besides music, how else can you share your hope, your words, your positivity, and your message to the world so that they will get you and still check you out musically?
I'm glad that's a very important thing. So I'm glad you asked that. The very first thing I need to do is help communities, man. There's a like I grew up in a rough neighborhood, like part of my life. Like dead ass, I was the only white boy on the fucking block. White person on the fucking block. For 4 blocks, 5 blocks over at least. Yo, this is not only did people give me trouble at the beginning, when I first moved there and shit, but the people that were taking care of me, they couldn't even take care of themselves, bro. Like it was no like when I first got there, everything was cool. They had food stamps. They had a check coming in every month to like from Medicaid or some shit to pay the bills and shit. So they took care of what they need to take care of. But they were so hard. Like it was so hard, bro. We had 2 vehicles that wasn't working. Like pops had to damn walk to fucking work, 3 or 4 miles a day. And Miss Moselle, man, she man, she took care of us like spiritually. She made sure that we felt okay, that we were doing okay. But other than that, she really couldn't do anything. She had arthritis, man. She had chest problems. So I had to go out there a lot of the days and just try to introduce myself to different people. Even though I knew it was gang members and crack dealers and all that shit. Even though I knew I could get shot at any time, I had to do that because that was just the sense of life. I can't, walk around scared my whole life. But I know, like, walking down the street, just seeing so many people, like, suffering, like, people begging for food, money at the gas stations, just, like, it was crazy. like I've never seen people struggle so hard in their life, and like for me, back then I was selfish because my mama left me, she abandoned me, and I didn't feel like she was coming back. And like I was angry at the world. I just didn't give a fuck. But who I am now, I look back at those times and I'm like, there's so many people out there, man, that could really use that kind of help. Like there's so many millionaires and shit out here, people that are making so much money that they can't fork over a little bit to someone, do something for someone. Like it's not cool. It's like people don't have humanity. People don't know humanity anymore. Like, and like, there's like, I say like, I don't know, like 500,000 kids in foster homes and shit.
More than that.
Exactly. Exactly. There's so many kids out there. Like people have babies of their own, and like I can't complain. I have a son. I love him to death. He's everything to me. So I know the feeling of having your own kid, but I want to adopt kids, man. Like those kids don't have parents. They don't have role models. Most likely they're gonna end up doing some bullshit unless they grow up around smart people to educate them on the education. Yo, I don't know if that makes sense somehow as a motherfucker, but
No, that makes sense. It means that your heart and your spirit is bigger than the body that you're in. So,
right.
like I said, you're learning enlightenment. See, one thing I'm gonna tell you before we close out is that life comes in stages, as I already told you. And part of the stages of life and development is knowledge itself. And that knowledge is understanding who you are, where you are, why you are. That's knowledge. Wisdom is applying that. Understanding is learning and teaching. But the one thing I want to tell you besides knowledge, wisdom, understanding, gain insight, because then does your purpose come fully manifest. You see what I'm saying? The Bible always tells you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But as a man, I'm going to tell you there's always insight as well. And with that being said, everybody, this is the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast with Pony Boy Mike. Look, man, we had a great conversation, man. How you feel about it?
Luxury game, man. I'm proud of it, man. Yeah, like I fuck with you, man. You're smart. I love smart people, man. They don't
Thank
make me
you.
feel so stupid.
Well, I'll tell you what, I need you to give everybody your social media so they can check out your music and help support your cause.
All right, well, man, thanks again, man. And once again, I'm Pony Boy Mike. You can go to my social medias on my Facebook and my Instagram at Luxury Gang Official. Man, just follow me. Honestly, I don't even care about follows, man. Just react. If you see me put something out, react to it. That's all I care for. Reaction is key.
Well, Heritage Hip Hop don't believe in that. Now it's time for my public service announcement. If Pony Boy Mike has a song that you like or you love, I ask that you purchase his music, because reacting is all good, but if you put money behind him, then you can help him build his message, and then he could become the man bigger than the music that he says he wants to be, because he's talking about adopting children and setting something up. I'm going to tell this young man something at the end of the interview that we can get to yet, and I want you to hear it too. But by supporting him means to come out your pocket. Sometimes you use a dollar to get a scratch off. Sometimes you get a water that you don't really need. Get the song if it's $1. As a matter of fact, not only that, share his music with other people that can hear the message and hear who he is. So I ask that you like, share, and subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop, but like and share this interview and follow him, because if there's something that he says that resonates with your heart, support him financially. And when he has a show, when COVID breaks, go see him and tell him thank you, because thank you and appreciation, as well as that $1 or more, if he has a whole project out, is what separates the difference of those who are felt, those who are being heard, and those with a purpose. So be purposeful and support the artist. How do you feel about that?
I feel awesome, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. So
um,
look. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Before anything else, man, I just want to let everybody know that I got a concert or a showcase coming up September 4th. It's gonna be in Concord, North Carolina. So if you're anywhere around us, come and check me out. Show your boy some love. Share the love, share the peace, man. I'll be sharing that. I'm sorry, I'll be sharing that flyer on all my social media. So go ahead and check that out tomorrow.
All right, hey y'all, look, he thinks the interview's over. That's why he talking like that. We got to the second part of the interview called the rapid fire questions. So the rapid fire questions are not yes, no questions. The rapid fire questions are questions that talk about your knowledge of music, who you are, and your goal in life. Are you ready to go?
Boy, you better not be tricking me, boy.
Here we go. Question number one. What song or album from another person perfectly describes you?
What song? Wait, what song or artist?
Or album from another artist perfectly describes you?
That's a good question. Like describes me like personality wise.
Period.
Shit. Lil Baby. Bigger Picture.
Why?
Because I've been through some serious similarity to that song. Plus, I'm a big supporter of that movement. Black Lives Matter. That's that's something that like I mean that's something I don't want to get into because there's a lot of people out there that's gonna like regret fucking with me or some shit because I'm speaking badly, well, kind of badly toward white people, but it's just to me personally, it's a big issue. Like Black Lives Matter, people need to know that. Like my wife and my son are mixed. So that's a big part of like that. They don't even support that shit. Well, I mean, my son's 3, so he don't understand, but he will because I'm gonna teach him. And my wife, she just, I don't know, she's not right. Something loose.
All right, I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a different question. What inspires your pen more, pain or joy?
Joy.
How such?
Because people have dreams, people have wishes, and I think that those things can come to life. And that's one of the messages I'm putting out there is positivity and joy is key to actually being happy and being successful.
Facts. Define success.
Define success?
Yep. How do you define success?
Living life comfortably. And that's like being paid well, like just not just for your job, like being successful in your job is cool because you have stability, you have a life, you have bills and shit you gotta take care of, just like an adult does growing up. But success isn't just about a job, it's about what you want to achieve, what you're going to achieve. That's success is a base of achievement.
Bob Marley said that when he talked about success and being wealthy. He said money isn't wealth, the people are the wealth. So he'd rather give the people things that inspires
Bob
them.
Marley is a great. Actually, I'm like, I kind of feel like I have a message just like Bob Marley. Just share the love, share peace.
Facts. Let's continue. What's the perfect hip hop or what's the perfect song? Meaning, if the person never came out with the song, it would have been your first single.
Damn, that's a good one too. NBA YoungBoy. I ain't scared.
That's all. That beat really moves you.
Not just the beat, the lyrics, everything, man. the way he speaks on it, the way he feels it, it's just like, yo, yeah, yeah, he killed that shit, and I believe that I would have killed that shit too.
All right, I'm with you on that one. That's the confidence that it takes to be a great artist. Let me ask you something. Outside of music, whose words move you to be a great man?
Mm. Famous or unfamous?
Doesn't matter.
Um, hmm. What's that saying? Oh, so okay, so the person you love today can you can wake up and they won't love you tomorrow. But $100 bill will still be 100 tomorrow.
That's bullshit. And I don't want you to ever live by that. Please don't. Don't. Like I said, don't speak things into your life that's bigger than you. Let me give you something that I want you to really take to your heart. And I'm really serious right now. Everything that you go through in your life is for your chapter and your story. So you never measure yourself upon people or objects because $100 today isn't what $100 was 100 years ago. So that whole saying is about a person who never had anything that wants to put value on their lives by what they have. You talk over that, and I'm not going to let you lower yourself to that in this interview. Um, See, the man that you want to be is going to be dedicated upon how you grow not only your mental, but how you grow your ability to let go and receive. There's two things that you can't do with a closed hand. You can't receive and you can't give love. So that saying is about how people do people dirty, but money or wealth or riches are important. Well, like you just said earlier, and what we talked about Bob Marley, the riches wasn't in the money. The riches is in the value, and people have more value than riches. So be mindful that if you don't know the author of what you're quoting, don't quote it. Just like as a writer, people will relate to you because they'll know your story. You don't know that person's story and don't belittle yourself that way. I'm not going to let you
Oh,
do that. I have more
I
respect for
know,
you.
I know who quoted it. Nipsey Hussle quoted that, but I know the definition of that quote for him, but to me it's a different. It's in a different position because he's thinking about past negative thoughts. Now he's getting rich. He's putting value on himself. For me, it's different.
What did the money do for him?
It, not, I mean, he's in the grave now. So, I mean, what
So
is it?
nothing.
What does money do for anybody? It lets you live on Earth. That's it.
Money is a defense. And shout out to Nipsey Hussle for being a great.
Yeah, shout
But
out,
uh,
man. That's a good
but
artist.
but money makes your enemies more powerful because now you elevate in the game. And Christ said money is a defense, and it's good to make friends with money. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, but you would have contradicted yourself very harshly with that quote in this interview. And I didn't want people to walk away with that from you. So I wanted to stop that right there. I got three more questions, and then we're gonna fade to black on this interview. My next question is this: what's the most important song you ever heard, and how did it change your life?
Most important. Hmm, that's actually a hard question. That's almost impossible because I haven't came up with the perfect song for my life and like my thoughts or anything on it. But um, I mean, there's so many songs that
Well, give me one. What song helped you change your life?
um Honestly, I can't think of a song right now.
Okay,
Right off the top of my head.
you can tap out. It's all right. That means I won. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? This is our first interview. Maybe we'll do another one.
I'm just keeping it 100 with you, man. I just can't think of one right now.
It's all good. All right, second to last question. How did you like your interview on Heritage Hip Hop, or would you recommend me or this platform to other artists?
Boy, y'all go visit my man. This man is not only smart, but he has good confidence, man. He throws down on some. He throws down with you, bro. He'll spread out some shit if he don't like it. And that's what I fuck with people for, man. People like you that just keep it 100, keep it real, man. That's the type of. It don't matter what you say to me because, like, you ain't gonna get me in my feelings by speaking on your opinion, yo, because we got different opinions. But I'm definitely gonna still hear you out on your opinion because that's what showing love's all about.
Facts.
So y'all go check my boy out, Heritage Hip Hop, like you man said. Show him some love, man. Y'all support us.
Appreciate you. And I thank you for coming on Heritage Hip Hop. Once again, everybody like, subscribe, and share, comment, and more importantly, make sure you follow Pony Boy Mike because he has a message and his story is one that you may learn something from and it may help you elevate yourself off of the experiences that he shares. Before we get out of here, thank you for paying attention. Thank you for listening. Like I said, we have a website, heritagehiphop.com. August 28th is the Heritage Hip Hop Awards at 8 p.m. on YouTube. If you want to buy some merch, get a Heritage Hip Hop shirt or something, go to storefrontier.com/heritage hip hop. And you can follow us on all social media, especially our podcast, which you're on now, is on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and Anchor.fm. So we out there. We're everywhere that you can be. So if you want to be there, we're already there. So come join us there. You heard me? So last question of the interview is this. And once again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. This is the most important question of the first interview. So if you ever want to return to Heritage Hip Hop, I have an open door policy. You don't have to be Billboard's top 100. Anytime it's something that you want to drop or you have something that comes out, you are more than welcome to come back to the platform. All right.
Awesome. Yeah.
So the most important question is this: 500 years from now, somebody's going to listen to your music and your message is going to resonate with them. And 500 years from now, when your great whatever grandchildren are around, they're going to say, our family did something that changed the world. My question, most important question to you for the first interview is this: what legacy did you leave behind that made the world better because you created music?
Wait, repeat that one more time.
What legacy did you leave behind that made the world better because you created music?
My legacy would be the word love. Just that one simple word, love. Like when I leave this earth, man, I know I can't change the whole world. Nobody can. But I know I can make somebody change their heart, somebody change their mind. You know, somebody out there has hard times with themselves. They wonder what they want to do, blah, blah, blah. But they might listen to my stuff and be like, you know, that's a good idea. Yo, I can change somebody and make them help somebody else. And that becomes a chain reaction. We're all lions out here. It's on us to share our food.
All right. So with that being said, and to close out, remember that love is universal, not the love that you have for material objects. KRS-One already made love's going to get you, but what love are you actually going to give? How is it going to get you? Is it going to get you to a higher level, or is it going to get you playing on the field where everybody will take advantage of you? Make sure you know what you love, how to love, and who you love. And remember, before you give love, you have to accept love as well. This is Karel from Heritage Hip Hop with my man, Pony Boy Mike, and we say peace, and we out.
Share the love, share the peace.
Thank you for watching our presentation. We ask that you subscribe to our YouTube family and hit the notification bell for updates. Please like, comment, and share this video.
Real hip hop. Real Real